It's a question haters have asked since they learned of our existence, and the question we all think can be answered with just, because the show is good. But really, the answer to this question is far deeper and more surprising than most of us would expect. That question is, why do bronies exist? But really, can the answer be any more complex than us just liking the show and the fandom? It's not like we're being brainwashed by Hasbro or something. Or are we? Bronies have existed since the show came out, and we've become one of the internet's biggest sensations, unexplained phenomenons, and cancers all at the same time. We're considered to be among the biggest fan bases in pop culture history, up there with fans of Doctor Who, Star Wars, and DC Comics, and we've produced more content than the three of those combined, and we've only been around since late 2010. But why? Why do we invest so much time into the show? Not just watching it, but also creating our own takes on it. I mean, when was the last time you saw a website devoted purely to fanfiction of, say, Kim Possible? Don't comment if one exists, this is just an example. Well, first of all, the main reason we watch any show or play any game. It intrigues us. The pilot pulls you into it by being a two-parter, which gives more time to establish how the world works and get you hooked than a regular 22-minute episode. And in that time, we get to know the main 6 characters, allowing us ample opportunity to find one we like and or identify with, something I'll get to shortly. That's only if you watch the pilot first, though, which early on was of course the natural thing to do. Nowadays though, people are getting to the show from just random episodes. But since so many bronies got involved early on, it's easier and easier to recommend the show to others and get them to give it a try. People are more willing to try something that millions have given a seal of approval than just a few hundred, you know? And then, of course, there's the characterization. Between the main 6 characters, almost every general personality trait is touched upon. Intelligence, confidence, introvertedness, extrovertedness, hardworkingness, and feminismness. That's a word, right? Anyway, the point is that out of these 6 traits, almost everyone has at least one of them. Even you. Are you the smart but socially awkward one? The confident, perhaps arrogant one? The shy one? The friendly one? The mature, feminine one? It may be hard to decide which one you are when asked, but if you were to ask your friends or family members, I'm sure they could pinpoint you as one of those 6. This allows us to put ourselves in their horseshoes easier. We see ourselves going through the same things they do because no matter who we are, we identify with at least one of them. Maybe even with other characters like the Cutie Mark Laboratories. How often have you felt like that, trying to see what career you wanted to follow and trying just about everything to figure it out? Or the princesses. Have you ever been that one person who seems contracted to help everyone else but you still maintained a calm air about it? And on the topic of calm air, that takes us to the biggest reason why we love this show. Take a look around you, viewers. Not literally, that won't help. Unless you're watching this in the middle of a war. Humans are flawed. Very, very flawed. We have pillaged the planet for resources that we previously got by just fine without, and we pounce on the chance to kill anyone who tries to take them, or for any other reason that our government deems acceptable. And that's just between countries. What about in the countries themselves? For example, Ferguson. Police attack a peaceful riot with no provocation, break into houses with intent of causing abuse to people and property, shoot a black man who had done literally nothing wrong and was even begging to be left alone, and may I remind you this is the police force? And that's just a current event. What about previous tragedies like 9/11 or the Holocaust? Or more general, sadly recurring events? School shootings, homicides, or even something as simple yet still painful as bullying. All around us, there's fighting, danger, death. Disagreements lead to fatal consequences over such trivial details as what gender we're attracted to. Hate is in the air everywhere because we decided for ourselves that something was wrong and we can't be taught otherwise. Equestria? It shows nothing like that. Anyone who takes part in bullying or abuse is a villainous character and is dealt justice quickly or redeemed properly. It's a world of good with the theme of friendship, making it almost the exact opposite of Earth. And because the characters are all ponies rather than humans, we can fantasize about it being a whole other world that exists somewhere instead of another part of our world that we just aren't familiar with. Just take a look at all the human and Equestria stories. Not to mention how many of them are self-inserts as a form of escapist fiction for the writer. And even though they're ponies, we can still identify with them as a whole because of their human-like traits. Technology that advances over time, living in houses, general sentience, and stuff like that. Subconsciously, we know what's wrong with our world, and theirs seems absolutely perfect. But let's stop being all depressing now. You think that's all the evidence I have? Heh, no. In fact, that's only a fraction of the research I did. As it turns out, one of the most subtle ways this show catches our attention is by playing with our brain. There have been multiple studies on the human brain and how certain visuals can affect it. For example, the state of lighting in an environment can fiddle with the mind and decrease or increase the motivation to do work. It's also been proven that a combination of the colors red and yellow can increase appetite, which is why places like McDonald's use both dominantly in their logos. But studies have also proven other things about colors. For example, let's take pink. While it may be considered a sissy and girly color, in actuality, the color pink is considered beneficial in reducing anger and anxiety. It soothes us and calms us down even without us realizing it. Because of this, prisons are often painted pink to keep the prisoners calm. And that took a real turn there. Back to Bronies and Science. Yeah, next up there's green. Not unlike pink, green has been proven to have a soothing effect, but also a healing one. No, I'm not talking about some sort of magic that'll fix your broken leg if you pour green paint on it, that's stupid. Simply put, the presence of green and its soothing effect helps induce relaxation, and thus can subtly speed up the process of recovery from both physical and mental damage or stress. It's also an alluring color, as surveys have shown that customers seem to prefer shopping in places painted green. Now there's yellow. Yellow is interesting in that rather than being necessarily soothing, yellow visuals cause a release of serotonin in the brain, which, to put it simply, causes us to be happy. It enhances concentration because of how bright it is, but is also known to be one of the most irritating colors to the eyes when in excess. Thus, lighter shades of yellow are usually better to use in large amounts as they will have most of the positive effects without hurting people's eyes or causing anxiety. And lastly, blue. Blue is soothing, but can cause depression in excess, especially in darker shades. Overall though, it symbolizes loyalty and can boost the creative thinking processes in creators. Simple but effective. Now that I've pointed this out to you, let's go over some things. Obviously, pink is a pretty common color in My Little Pony. A total of 4 characters out of the main 6 have at least some pink on them, and pink is also the color of the logo most of the time. And a significant amount of the backgrounds have various shades of green, yellow, and blue in them. Interestingly, yellow almost always comes in lighter shades, keeping it from irritating the eyes, while blue is usually only in dark shades in excess during sad or dramatic moments to preserve the tension. But there's more. Why do you think Rainbow Dash is usually the most memorable character? The mix of bright colors in her hair sets her aside from the rest of the main 6, and since she's a main character, she gets a lot of screen time too. That same thing can be applied to the show as a whole when compared to other shows. My Little Pony uses so many bright colors without quite getting to the point of hurting the eyes, in contrast to the often darker colors of Kim Possible or the gritty appearance of Breaking Bad and Walking Dead. Simply put, we remember it easier because its bright graphics stick to our brain. And that's why we're Bronies. Not only is the show great, I'm not arguing that, but it's a way of escape and a way to let ourselves relax and be soothed by expertly chosen color combinations. Or maybe you're not one of those people and you just watch it because it's good, that's fine too. All in all, we're Bronies for whatever reason we set upon ourselves, but whatever it may be, the show's creators did a good job in planting the seeds that got us addicted. And now our influence has helped the show to expand as... Huh? What do I mean, our influence? What, didn't you know? Regardless of those who say it's a lie or those who say it's obviously true, Bronies have caused the show to change in whatever slight ways. Don't believe me? Tune in next episode and we'll see if I can change your mind.